hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Thanks so much for joining me again today. Hopefully you get an opportunity to go listen to my last episode with Jillian Harbachuk. She is a wealth of knowledge. Super great to have her on. Really excited that she was so willing to come on and share with us her, not just her story, but just, God, there are so many things that we have in common as coaches. It was just really great to kind of talk back and forth about what we see in this industry constantly in this space. So that also being said, I did this 2 years ago. We're doing another one. It's called Move Into March, and it's just a movement challenge. 2 years ago, I was doing like 10,000 steps a day. It was like 120K in 10 days. And I moved away from that, or 12 days or something like that. I don't even remember. I don't know how to math, but this is just a general movement challenge to get you moving. So it is a free challenge. It does take space. It will take place in a different space outside of my Facebook group, solely because I've done challenges in there and they just get so muddied and they get lost and nobody knows where the hell they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing. And I don't like it. So I've always moved my challenges into other spaces, even like a separate Facebook group I've done. So that's just what I'm doing because I'm kind of over the whole, it just gets a little crazy in there in my regular Facebook group. So that being said, the tight form is in the show notes. It's free. So it's basically taking 14 days and moving your fucking body, whatever you commit to. It's just committing to something, right? Could be dancing, could be, I don't even know, walking. It could be running. It could be whatever the fuck that you think that you can commit to for 2 fucking weeks. That's it. 2 weeks is all it is. There is a winner. The winner either gets half a day. You get to pick a half a day in what I call a power hour with me, where we can talk mindset work and all those kinds of things. You can ask me all the questions, training, nutrition, mindset, all that stuff, or I can do a food audit. So if you are logging your food or tracking your food and you're not really sure if what you're doing is right or where you could be doing better, how to be hitting your numbers, those kinds of things, I will let you do a food audit. Obviously, you would have to have access to whatever you track your food in, but so those are the 2 things that you can get in for. So again, the winner has nothing. It has nothing to do with being perfect. Again, we're about being consistent. We're about showing up for ourselves. We're about making ourselves a priority. So if that sounds like something like, hey, I could probably utilize this right now, especially as we head into spring break and people are already panicking like, oh my God, I got to lose 75 pounds over the next 2 weeks before spring break comes. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So at least not healthily anyway. So the link is in the show notes. Go ahead, click, and let's get you in. Obviously, as always, Fat Loss Basics is open for you to join. And today we're talking I talked a little bit about this in an email I sent about how we feel like in the current moment, we're saving some money by picking this fad diet trend, by taking this wrap and wrapping goo and doing all these things, when really in the long run, we are really missing the boat and we are actually ended up spending more in time, energy, more in money, more in the lack of the results that we're getting. We are losing in a lot of fronts when we end up choosing what we think is going to, quote, save us money in the moment, right? That is always a barrier for people, partially because they don't trust themselves, partially because it is an investment. I'm going to be super honest. My sister posted this whole thing on her page about, her kid in sports and how parents spend a lot of money for their children to do these things. And I'm like, yeah, but the same parents who will spend ungodly amounts of money on their children will spend $0 on themselves. All of a sudden, everything becomes too expensive when it's time to invest in their own fucking health and their own fucking shit, and they don't want to do it. And I spend money on my kids. I spend money on my kids, but I also spend money on myself. I have a gym membership. Currently, I'm in my own group program, to be honest. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something. And that's what I wanted to talk a lot about today. My husband and I talk about this frequently. It's we call it the triple constraints. That's what he calls it, at least. And we talk a lot about this. You can use this triangle, this triple, whatever, in any kind of way. You could use it for business. You can use it for your health. There's just so many things. You could use it for school. There's so many things that you could utilize this theory behind. And today I'm going to talk about the theory behind triple constraints of your health. And there's 3 components to triple constraints when it comes to your health. And if you're watching live, like you're watching the video, I did this little triangle version here. Okay, so you can kind of see this triangle. So if you're watching, you can see this triangle, I think. Yeah, okay. And you can see on the bottom, I have results. On the one side, I have time. And on the other side, I have money. And these are really all of the 3 main components of health, right? It's either going to take you a lot of time or not a lot of time. It's either going to take you a lot of money or not a lot of money. And you're either going to get the results or you're not going to get the results. Those are the 3 things. And we're going to talk about how when you lean into one, you lose another, right? There's always going to be something off balance. And this is why #balance, I just fucking hate, because there is no such thing. If you're going to lean into one side of these, then you're going to have to be willing to sacrifice something else. It doesn't matter what that thing is. Something else will inevitably fucking go off the rails. Something inevitably will be not the way you want it to be. Something inevitably will not work how you want it to work because you can't have it fucking all. You just cannot have it all. It is going to, one of these components is going to have to compromise. They're going to have to be sacrificed in order to get your result. And this is what I mean by that, right? If you look at the triangle and you want results, what do you think that you're going to have to do to get the results that you want? Especially for those of you who are fucking still spinning your wheels. Still see so many of you constantly struggling after having multitude of conversations with you, and you just refuse. You refuse to hop into any offer that I have, free or otherwise, right? You refuse. And then you don't get the results you want. Well, you're saving time, you're saving money, but you're not healthy. You're just not healthy. Whether it's you need to lose weight, get off medication, it doesn't fucking matter. You need to move your body. You feel like dog shit every day. Your thyroid's fucked up. Your gut is fucked up. Your hormones are fucked up. Whatever it is, your results, you're sacrificing. You're like, well, time and money is more important right now than my health. That's what you're essentially choosing. Time and money is more important than my health. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. So now my results are absolutely going to suffer. I'm not going to get healthy because I refuse or can't or don't want to invest time and or money into getting them, right? And even if you invest the time, let's say you're investing the time, but you're like, I don't have the money. So you're investing time. Maybe you're getting some kind of a result, but not quickly, or you constantly have to start over every Monday, or you fall into the same patterns and habits, right? Guess what? So now you're investing time and you're investing into some results, and you're kind of getting there, but you're not really getting there, but you're like sort of getting there, but you're not happy with how slow it's going, and it's very slow, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Right? But you're unwilling to invest money. You're like, no, I'm not hiring a coach. Fuck her. Nope. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I've hired a coach before. They weren't able to help me. I've already spent money on weight loss surgery and gained all the weight back. I've already spent money on Optavia and gained all the weight back. I've already spent money on the weight loss shot and gained all the weight back. I don't have any more money to spend. I'm out of money. Right? Well, guess what? You're going to spend a lot of fucking time. You're going to spend a lot of fucking results. That was something that I didn't even, like, when I was a thing, hiring a coach wasn't a thing. Like, you could go hire a personal trainer at the gym. I talk about this all the time. You could go hire a personal trainer at the gym, but I could not hire an online coach. And I actually did hire an online coach once. And I was just like, this is a terrible experience. It was an awful experience. So I was like, nope, never again. I don't want to do that. Yet here I am still investing money in an online group coaching program. Okay. Because it does matter. Like, who you're hired does matter. The thing is, back in the day, and I'm talking 9 years ago, there weren't very many people that did this online, like at all. Like, there were not a lot of people that did this at all online. And so I ended up spending a fuck ton of time learning, failing, learning again, failing again, learning again, failing again. I invested so much time and energy into figuring this shit out. That's the problem. I wasted so much time because I didn't have somebody. Now, I maybe in the strength training sense, I could have hired somebody that could have helped me. I hired a trainer that could have helped me. But outside of that, a lot of trainers didn't actually do nutrition. And if they did, I didn't fucking know, right? Like, so there's also that key piece of like, you only know what you know until you know more. So my time sacrificed immensely because I had to spend so much time figuring it out. I finally got the results. I finally did a lot of learning, right? But I did invest in other programs. I invested in this Diary of a Fit Mommy. There was some training program she did. I bought that. Thinner, Leaner, Stronger. Bought that. Bought his books. Bought some. When I say supplements, I'm talking like trying protein powders and baking with things and all this stuff. Like I tried everything. I was trying to incorporate all this shit. And were my results as quickly as they could have been? No. They were certainly not as quickly as I would have gotten them today because there's so many other people to hire. Right? And it's not that we want fast results, but we want fucking results if we're putting in work. Okay. That's like key. Okay. So time, right? You're going to sacrifice time and money to get your results, period. Okay. The more money that you can spend, like if you invest in yourself and even if you were to hire a coach for 6 months, during that 6 months, they should be able to teach you something that can help you get to where you're going faster. They can save you time by going from point A and learning how to get to point B without having to go to Q. So when we invest our money into something, into the right things, into the right people, into the right coaching, right? We actually get a kickback off that because then we save time and we get results. So we're sacrificing our money to save time and get results. Then we sacrifice our results when we don't want to spend time and money. And we sacrifice our time when we don't want to get when we sacrifice our time, we might be getting some results, but we're definitely not spending any money. We are not going to spend money to do this. We're just going to figure it out all on our own. And it's partially the reason that you haven't gotten to where you want to go. And it's kind of confusing, but it is. It's this little triangle. And you can't have it all. You're going to have to, one of those is going to have to be off kilter. You're going to have to spend money if you want to save time and get results. Or you're going to have to spend time if you want to save money and get results. Or you're going to have to spend your results, AKA not get them, if you don't want to sacrifice time and money. That is how this process works. And again, this can be in so many realms of life outside of your health. We talk a lot about this in business. It's very similar. Like I could use all these same things. I could have never invested in a business coach. Did it save me time? Yup. Did it teach me something? Yup. Did I get results? Yup. Do I still invest money in a business coach? Yup. I sure fucking do. Because that person is going to save me so much other heartache and hassle, whether it's time, whether it's getting my results, whether it's lighting my business on fire and like fucking watching it burn in the background. Like that was kind of where I was last week. Like I had to go into my coach and say, I need you to talk me off the ledge here because life's getting a little bit hard right now. And that's the reality. It's no different when I have a client come to me and she goes, I need you to talk me off the ledge right now because life is getting fucking hard and I really want to hit the fucking button and I really want to quit and I really am over this shit. And I'm so fucking tired of doing the basics and I'm so fucking tired of taking your protein and drinking your water and blah, 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 making sure I'm managing my stress. It's fucking old. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm fucking over it. And that's my job as a coach then to come in and say, yes, but remember why you're here. Because everything else, whenever we turned to the shiny thing, whenever we got rid of the coach, whenever we didn't hire the coach, we sacrificed our results because of it. And my job with that investment that you are making, that money that you are spending, my job is to literally come in here and support you so that you don't fall off the wagon, fall off the horse, fall off the this, go down the thing, blah, blah, blah. I always say fall off the path and roll down to the pricker bushes, right? Like you're like way the fuck over there. That's the whole point of a coach is to come in and support that. So that way the path might change. We might shift the path. We might make a left instead of a right, but you're on the motherfucking path and your results are still going. Even today in a client check-in that I did, she literally is like, I'm fucking impatient. I know this is supposed to be slow, but I'm fucking impatient. And it's my job to go in there and coach her. She's investing in herself for me as a coach to remind her that she is correct. You are valid in your statement. You are impatient, but you also are here for a reason. And you're already doing all of the things, right? The amount of awareness that this person has had, she's been with me for not even 2 full months. December 30th is when she joined. And I just remember that because I was like, this bad bitch is literally joining. She's not waiting new year, new me. She's just joining up today, right? Like that's what I love, right? So I specifically remember the exact day that we got on a call and she started. But anyways, so literally, that is my job, to go in there and say, yes, you are valid in your feelings here. You are impatient, but trust me, if you continue to do the things that we're doing, it's going to work. You will continue to make progress. And she is making progress. And part of that progress, I don't know what that was. Part of that progress is awareness. She was like, man, I didn't do so great with my food this week. I noticed towards the end of the week where I was just eating whatever I wanted, right? The amount of awareness that she has now and her ability to be honest about the food that she's consuming, even when she's not proud, even when she's not happy about it, even when she's like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm putting this in my tracker right now. That is long-term going to help her get results, whether she's working with me or not. The amount of awareness, the amount of things that we are doing together right now, not even 2 months working together, is going to affect her forever, for her fucking life. And that is where the money piece of this, y'all need to get the fuck over it. I understand life is hard right now. It's hard for fucking everybody. I know that everybody's watching people on Instagram and all this stuff going like, how are these people affording this? And how are these people doing this? And I don't understand how everybody, yeah, I sometimes feel that same way. But you want to know what? At the end of the day, we're still spending money on dumbass shit. I'm just going to say, I see all the fucking time people spending money on dumbass shit. So there are places that you can tighten up to make that investment if you need to, if you really wanted to. I see people going out on wine trips. I'm part of this thing called Girl Gang. And man, for ladies who don't have money for their health in this group, whew, they are at all these events. Most of these events cost money. Most of these events are held in places that you have to buy something like a winery or a restaurant or whatever else. And they are at these events 2 to 3 times a week. But yet we'll say, but I don't have money. I can't afford that. You can afford it if you wanted to, right? Again, also, I am able to accept HSA and FSA for you. So like, if you have access to HSA and FSA, you can apply. And I've never had anybody turned away. And I have multiple people that are on it. Okay. So yes, I understand it's tight. I get it. I understand, right? You don't sacrifice the money now. What are you going to sacrifice later? Your results. What does that mean? So can you afford to be on medication for the rest of your life that insurance might not fully cover? Can you afford that? No, but somehow you'll probably figure that out, right? You'll probably figure out how to afford that medication, right? Can you afford to have surgery and then be out of work? Probably not. Like you break a hip, you do something. Can you afford to be out of work for an extended period of time? Can you afford the PT that it's going to require? Probably not. Right? But somehow I bet you figure it out. I bet you figure a way to make it work. I bet you do. Right? Somehow we figure out all these other ways to find a way to quote unquote clean up the mess that we made by not investing in ourselves and not getting the results that we want. So we're not healthy. And somehow I have to be able to afford my metformin or my GLP-1 that my insurance doesn't fully cover, or my blood pressure medicine or my cholesterol medicine. Somehow I can afford all that. And that's not a judgment piece, guys. I want to be super duper clear. Like at some point you have to sacrifice. Do you have sacrificing your money and your time for your results? Again, it goes back to, can you afford to take off work to have doctor's appointments all the time? How do you afford that? Right? Like it doesn't even have to just be a dollar bill necessarily coming in, but it's going to affect your time in other areas. It's going to affect your health in other areas. like I said, I understand shit is hard. Shit is overwhelming right now. The economy is, I don't even know what's happening. Nobody seems to know what's happening, right? But at the end of the day, it's like somehow we can afford certain things, but not others. Somehow I can afford to clean up the mess of my health after the fact that I didn't take care of myself. I find the money for that. And just imagine how much more improved your life would be by investing and getting healthy. It will probably turn around your financials. It would probably turn around your, even the time and what you spend your time doing will be more fulfilled. Like, that is one thing that I think that I pride myself on, is how when people come into this container, into my world, and we start working together, their results are not just in their health. Their results are not just the weight loss. They're like, man, my relationships are better. The relationships better means like my time spent with my family is better. Time spent with my family is better means like I'm more driven to do more things at work, or start the side hustle, or do this thing better, or whatever, go for this promotion. Finally have the confidence to go for it. Like, this affects so many other areas of your life. And all you can see with these blinders is like, oh my God, the end price tag is so expensive. Oh my God, why do you think I created group coaching? I created group coaching specifically for that. And some of you won't even join my free shit, which is cool. Because if all you want is my free shit, you're not for me anyways. I mean, that's just the reality of it. In a lot of people, you're not even consistent when it's free. There is no commitment level for you when it's free. It's like, oh, it's just this thing I'll just join really fast. And then you fall the fuck off. Why? There's no skin in the game. There's nothing for that. You're not sacrificing any additional time because there's no money. So what the fuck? Who cares? People who typically put in that investment, they also put in time. Because, man, it's a waste of money if you don't, right? Like, man, it's just a waste of money if I don't show up for myself. Yes, it is. Fucking is. It forces you to make yourself a priority. And I feel like this is kind of like turning into like a why you need to invest in yourself podcast. But like, at the end of the day, I hone in on the money element because people are so resistant to it. And I understand why. Again, it's not always the cheapest thing. It's hard to bet on ourselves. Right? Like, well, why would I show up for myself just because I hired you? Well, because if you don't, I come banging on your motherfucking door. That happened this last week in group coaching where I had not seen a person. They didn't do their check-in the week prior. And I was like, And again, it's not a one-on-one contact situation, but when you don't show up, that is going to trigger something in me to go, knock, knock, knock. Where the fuck are you? Hello? Where are you at? Because I'm not here to play games with you. That's not why you hire me. I'm here because you hired me for a certain reason. A lot of you, that reason is accountability. It's accountability. It's reassurance. And it's guidance. That's what you hire me for. Oh, Sarah, that's so stupid. I don't know why anybody would hire you for that. Well, because that's how you get results. That's how you get to the very thing that you fucking want right here. That's how you get there. Okay? So understand that you don't have to invest a fucking dollar, a dime, a fucking penny in yourself. And that's totally fine. Just understand that your time and your results are going to suffer because of it. And you don't have to spend any time doing shit, but understand that everything else is going to suffer because of it. And when you don't get the results that you want, guess what is going to end up suffering? Money and time. Because why? Well, you're going to spend money at the doctor's office and you're going to spend time fixing all the shit that's wrong because you don't want to invest in your health. And you're going to still have to invest in yourself. You're still going to have to pay for shit. You're still going to have to spend time doing shit. And some of you can't see that. Some of you are so, I just can't do this. I just can't do this. I just can't. It's never worked for me before. There's a reason why. Partially, it's because you've never hired A, the right person, or B, anybody to help you get there. And most of you don't even know what online coaching is. Most of you don't know how it's beneficial. Most of you don't even understand the process. So that being said, you can click in the show notes. there's a link for our free 14-day Move into March challenge. Look, you don't have to spend money. The only thing that you have to do is spend time. Just some time. Can you invest some time in yourself to get the results? This is free. How many of you are going to do it? How many of you are going to sign the fuck up? It doesn't require a fucking penny for you to do. And I'm curious as to see not just who signs up, but who fucking finishes all 14 days. Okay? 14 days. 2 weeks. That's all I'm asking. 2 fucking weeks. I cannot wait to see you in there. I hope you guys have a wonderful hump day, because every day is a great day for a hump. And I will catch you on the next episode.